Hi, and welcome to Studio Time with Zach. My name is Zachary Rutter. I'm an artist based out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and on the easel this week, I'm taking you on an in-depth look at the day in the life of an artist. So we got a lot of work to do and no time to waste, so let's get to work. But first, I need to get a haircut. Oh my goodness. So for those of you that don't know, Jess here has been my own personal haircutter, barber, since the start of this crazy pandemic. Dance, baby. Come together. Oh God. Don't mess up.
I got stabbed.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh no. The plan worked. Okay, internet, do your worst. Did she do a good job? So, up next we're gonna dye my hair. Welcome to a day in the life of an artist. This is one of my paper days. It is so difficult being this ugly. Let me tell you, I try very hard. Let me know in the comments below if you think I should go purple. We're almost done. Now that I'm back to my pretty self, let's get back to the studio. But I should probably put on something a little nicer, what you guys think? Now that's better. Let's get to work. Now the fun part of my job is that the workload is completely random on any given day. Who knows what I'll be doing, where I'll be doing it, and who I'll be doing it for. But I like to start my mornings out the same way. Grab a cup of coffee, come down to the office, and get some work done on the computer. That could be editing some videos for Studio Time with Zach, answering some emails, or even one very, very, very important part of being an artist, and that's writing grants, which is exactly what we're gonna do this morning. So I'm gonna show you guys how to write a grant. Woo! Now when I say writing a grant, I mean whatever opportunity requires you to fill out an application, and this is definitely an extremely important part of being an artist. Grants, competitions, call for artists, projects, all these things are experience building opportunities, and experience is priceless. Whenever applying for a grant or responding to an application, you always want to thoroughly read through their list of requirements, looking at every single bullet point they provide, trying to comprehend what their vision is as best as you can. Once you have that figured out, the rest is mainly making yourself look great. Now here's the original application. You can see they provide all these things. So the Pittsburgh one, you click on that and it takes you over to here, and you can see the 2-page description, background, project timeline, including a budget, which is always important. Everything you're gonna wanna know about this project, and then your requirements and what you need to provide when applying. Again, you wanna sound great, you wanna show you're qualified. What I went ahead and did was go through and read the entire application, all the requirements, and the vision and background of not only the organization, but the company they're collaborating with, and the benefactor that's providing the donation to make this possible. Having all that information makes writing this application so much better and shows that you did your research. Now once you have your research, you have to type up a juicy artist bio. Like I said, make yourself sound great, and trust me, writing an artist bio is easy peasy. Watch. Told you, that's a juicy artist bio. I hope it helps me get selected as one of the artists for this project, because it sounds like a fun one. At the same time, you have to remember, not every artist can be selected for every job, so you're gonna have ones that you apply to that aren't gonna work out in your favor, and that's okay. They're experience building. Now that I think we're at a good place to submit my application, it's time to get onto the studio and finally get started on some artwork.
So I absolutely love my morning commute into the office. As you can see, beautiful view on my way to work. I'm sure you guys are aware that it is freezing in Pennsylvania right now, but that's okay. We at the office, baby. If you know, you know. I always use records to keep up with my time management. I like to work in intervals of the sides of each side of a record. So let's let Blurry Face be the motivation of the day. We've got so much to do and no time to waste, so let's get to work. So every morning I like to put together a little checklist of things I can accomplish in a day. Clear coating is always one of those. Now these babies are what I call an easy check. These beauties just need one more coat of clear coat and then they're off to their new home. Up next, comic books. This is such a therapeutic part of the process. All I'm doing is tearing pages out of a comic book, and then once I do that, I grab a pair of scissors and I cut the border off. Real easy, no thought goes into it. Sometimes I do look through the panels, but as you can see, we've got our comic books cut out. If you look closely, you'll see today's comic books are G.I. Joe. As you know, I typically use comic books in the background of my artwork. The reason I do this is to show negativity simultaneously coexisting with positivity. Another reason I use G.I. Joe comic books today is because my wonderful mother surprised me with them when she got back from a recent vacation. Yes, my mother still buys me comic books, and I know you're jealous. Now let's get gluing. So when I'm gluing comic books down, I do tend to glance over top of each page, kind of see what I'm looking at, and put the ones that I like the most in strategic areas. After painting so many paintings, I have a better understanding of where things are going to be visible once the painting's finished. For those of you guys keeping score at home, that's 2 more checks off of today's to-do list. I also like to mention that all this work we just completed only took the total time of 1 record. Let's change the record up and keep working. Keeping 21 pilots going. So we got comics done, we got clear coating done. Up next, I want to get started on a project that needs to be finished by the end of the video. But as you can see, the studio's a little crowded right now, and I got to get to that painting in the back corner. Luckily, most of the things in my studio space are on wheels. It is so convenient that everything rolls around the studio. I never really know how the place is going to look when I'm filming, so being able to change it is always a helpful thing. Now that's more like it. I feel way more comfortable. I just got attacked. All right. Up next, we got to get started on the skeleton outline. But first, I want to talk a little bit about what this piece is going to be. Now, if you look closely, you can see the comic books in the background of this one are a mix of war scenes with images of the Silver Surfer. And I love the idea that you can do anything, go anywhere, travel through time and space itself. And that's exactly what this piece is all about. This has so much beauty in the panels alone, and I'm so excited to add the beauty of the concept to this piece. So let's get started on the skeleton outline. So the skeleton outline is the most crucial part of the comic grid system. It's when you start mapping out your image on the surface of the canvas and taking your small sketch in a notebook and transforming it into something large. If you guys aren't familiar with the comic grid system, definitely check out other episodes of Studio Time with Zach, where I dive in and go in depth in how I transfer images using comic books in the background. Check this skeleton outline out. If you look right here, you can see the line of the figure from the Kaufman clock lines up beautifully with this woman stepping out of a shower. But as you can see, I left this little area right here wide open, so let's do it. One thing that you have to always consider is trying to keep the paint transparent enough to show the comic books underneath. And this gets tricky sometimes, especially on a piece like this where I'm going to be including a lot of fine detail, shading, and depth. Get a load of the colors. I'm so excited with how everything's coming together. So we're gonna let this base coat dry, and then we're gonna start adding some shading and details before we get to the black outline. Woo! Now before we finish this painting, you know I had to take a second to encourage you guys to check out all the dope merch that we just added to ZacharyRutterArt.com. We got tons of shirts, skirts, leggings, hoodies, hats, anything you could want to get at ZacharyRutterArt.com. Guaranteed to put a smile on your face and spread a little love in the community. Now we're at the tail end of this painting. Let's finish strong. On to the next vinyl. It's a 21 Pilots Day, baby. Oh man, just look at how beautiful this piece is coming together. I even went ahead and did some spray paint details in the bus. I have so much more to do still, but I want to take a second to talk more about this piece. So as you can see, we've got Stonehenge, we've got the Kaufman clock, which is a main staple of Pittsburgh, and you can see in the sky the Star Heart constellation with a celebration of fireworks, which aren't yet finished, still have to color those in, all leading up to represent this idea of spreading love through time and space. Man, this hoodie is comfy to paint in. We got the shading done. It looks fantastic. If you watch the show, you know what's up next. It's time to get to the outlining. We are at the tail end of this piece, and it's coming together so quickly. I can't wait to get it shipped off to its new home in California. I love California. A couple years ago, me and my lovely fiance Jess and our good friend Jason all went out to LA to film a art drop, and it was such a fun adventure. I took 12 pieces of one painting that I chopped up, and I left it at all types of different tourist places in like Hollywood. It was such a fun trip, and California has a special place in my heart for sure. So one thing that makes this piece extra special to me is that the client was so open to just letting me do whatever I want. She said, here's the size, here's the place I'm putting it, and let's have an hour conversation about who we are as people, and then have at it and do what you want. And that has turned into one of my favorite pieces. It's looking so good so far. Look at him hard, boy. When I started this endeavor, I never realized how time-consuming this one would be. There's so much fun details. The black outlining took so much longer than expected, but boy, check it out. And there you have it. The final check on today's to-do list is in the books. This beautiful painting, titled Spreading Love Through Time and Space, is off to its permanent home in California. I'm so happy we got all this work done, and thank you guys for following along. As always, if you had fun, if you enjoyed yourself, and if you think you learned a thing or two, please like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with all the fun happening at Studio Time. And until next time, keep creating art. Bye, guys. Woo! Man, I'm starting to think I'm getting pretty good at this. Well, it's that time again. Thank you guys for watching till the end. Here are the insane close-ups of this crazy piece. Thank you for watching. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button or comment what you think of the piece. I love you guys. See you on the next one. And my biggest distraction. Hi, baby.